All right, everyone, we are supposedly live. Once again, let me make sure that's actually the case. You never know, and I've got a very spooky friend with me here. Very spooky cat. She's very scary to birds, and to her sister occasionally, actually. I'm mainly waiting on Odyssey here. Yep, okay, I am live on Odyssey. It was initially showing the last stream that I did. That happens sometimes, so yeah. What am I dressed as for Halloween? Clearly, I am dressed as Styx Hexenhammer. I'm actually a ghost that's taken his place, though, so... We are live. We'll see how many Biden loser units we can get, by the way. So yes, happy Halloween to everyone out there, whether you celebrate the secular version with lots of candy, the Christian version, which Jack Posobiec is trying to come to terms with, or the pagan tradition, which is the initial one, which comes from over 2,000 years ago, and is Celtic. Or whatever else you celebrate. A lot of people, regardless of religion, they're like, well, I get free candy, so. And yes, I do, to the people there mentioning it, yes, I have the NPC pumpkin, just like I did a couple of years ago. But you can't find the white pumpkins here. They don't have them, only the orange ones. And I got the last one at the Jumbo, actually. Jumbo, you'd pronounce it if you were in the United States. I got the last one, and I said, well, we can make this work. I was going to carve a jack-o'-lantern, have the lights out and put a candle inside of it, but then I'm like, well, you know, it'd be messy and it'd take more time. It's low effort spooky on my end here. I've got a spooky background anyway, you know, cat, the sword, pumpkins and shit. I did my best. Halloween's not a big thing, by the way, here in the Netherlands. It's considered a hipster holiday. Little kids will celebrate it, and some people that are like, you know, more on the hipster side will celebrate it. Other than that, it's not really a thing. Mainly, it's I think it's just to sell a little bit of extra candy, basically. But yes, I will be reacting to super chats, cross-platform, as well as just some live chats in general, interchangeably. So I'll be ranting a little bit during this live stream. Normally on Sunday it's Q&A. In order to make sure that I can actually get to everything, it's just the super chats. If I do not get to your super chat, I am sorry. It will still appear though in the live chat replay. So, you know, you haven't paid in vain. It's still there for posterity. Tens of thousands of people watch the streams after they're no longer live. I realize it's still a little bit early, especially in the United States. Here it's, you know, mid-afternoon. There it's what is it, Eastern time, yeah, about almost 9 o'clock in the morning. So, but I'm going to get to some super chats here first with my NPC pumpkin and the very spooky but very tired cat. I could get her high on catnip at the moment, but sometimes she eats it, sometimes she doesn't. Curtis, have a drink on me. Yes, I do have my drink here. It's very Halloween-y. It's as close to blood as you can get. It's V8. I don't understand. Liz hates V8. A lot of people hate V8. I don't understand it, dude. It's delicious. The Human Centipede. Happy Halloween, Styx. Surprised you didn't dress up as Razor Fist. Thought you were hinting at it because you were wearing your leather jacket again. Yeah, I'm going to do that from time to time. Depends on the mood I'm in. Or I might go Hawaiian. Actually, today it's fairly warm by Dutch standards and certainly by Rutland standards, by Vermonter standards. It's about 60 degrees Fahrenheit. No clue what that is Celsius. Gelbot, happy Halloween from an artist in Nebraska. Excellent. Sparker the Goat. Wow, I got a notification this time. That is a rare one. Consider yourself very lucky. YouTube very rarely notifies people when I go live. Nathan Stang. I am struggling to understand what the Dems' strategy is besides honking elections in perpetuity. They might not get the chance because a lot of defortification has taken place in many of the states that are actually in play. People need to stop being blackpilled. I see that about the Terry McAuliffe, Glenn Youngkin gubernatorial race in Virginia. Well, Youngkin will lose because there will be a bunch of mail-in ballots that will come in at 10 a.m. or something like that. Don't get blackpilled. Go out and vote. 2 days. Remember, November 2nd, you can go out and vote if you're a Virginian. I suggest that you vote for Youngkin. Make it clear. that the globaloids are not welcome. Sensation, good luck with your debate. I like both yours and Nick's content, so it'll be a very fun stream either way. Well, he'll be defending China, so he's got the low ground in the debate. It will be fun, trust me. You should definitely watch it live. It's going to be fiery. Warren Michael Lee, $4.99, no comment. Thank you very much. Wilden, happy Halloween, Sticks. Thank you for entertaining me while I shower and drive to work every morning. Excellent. Sticks in the morning. Don't compare me to Don Imus. Broken Sword. Hey, Sticks, I'm a truck driver from Florida, and I go all over the states. Currently in Minnesota, and Trump signs haven't gone anywhere. They've increased. I'm not surprised. The Let's Go Brandon thing, Lionel actually predicts that they'll try to declare that to be a hate term or something. I agree with them. At some point, because it works, because it's actually effective, they might do that. Roughneck MP 173. Since I'll be shooting a full auto Tommy gun later today, I'll be dressed as a 30s era Prohibition era gangsta. Oh, that's excellent. I want to fire a full auto weapon sometime. Matthew Hammond, I wish he would dress up as Razor Fist for Halloween. No, I'm dressed up as Styx Hexenhammer. I'm actually a ghost. LH, California is levying fines on containers sitting in ports, $100 a day per container, while refusing to increase capacity. I'm sure that won't cause problems. People should just ignore it. They should just go out into international waters just beyond, idle there, and California no longer has any capability to issue fines, right? Basic maritime law. Adonis Adams, what makes someone a libertarian? A belief in individuality and a belief in the Constitution, in the U.S. sense. Otherwise, simply individuality, the rights of man, etc. Gob Gonson, V8 is delicious, and I applaud your good taste. Yeah, apparently a lot of people don't like it. I don't understand. Nova Sim Pilot, what do you think about the NRA hack? I haven't heard anything about it, so I don't have any thoughts. Peter Vlahandreas, Sticks, how are we ever going to get along again? And how are you so cool? I'm actually kind of warm at the moment. By Vermont standards, late October when it's 60 degrees, yeah, that's pretty warm. Cole of Centauri. Sorry, I can only pop my head in real quick. It's Sunday, so I'm getting ready to teach some teens about Jesus and the Bible. Happy Halloween, weirdo. Just teasing. Keep up the good work. Oh, you can teach them about that too. Jesus is fine. Jesus is just all right with me. Aaron Nelson, those fines for containers will hit a certain point where it will be cheaper to just push them overboard. Great optics for the Brandon admin. They should do that anyway. They should protest too. Everyone should. They should refuse to use California's ports and go idle up in Washington State or something. Leave the California ports completely dry to make their point. And then when the shortages really, really mount up, wait till people react to that. Jay Reeds. Just to ask, Sticks, do you suggest people in a business with 100 people in them find another job or stand up to their employer? Also, your grade on Greg Abbott. Greg Abbott gets a B. He's good, but he's not great. He's doing an all right job. What would I suggest? For legal purposes, I probably shouldn't give an official suggestion. I can tell you what I would do. If I was in a company with 100 people plus, I would stand up to the employer. I'd threaten them. I'd say, go ahead and fire me and see what happens. You'll hear from my lawyer. Thomas Finton, did you see the MSM's lame attempt to hijack the Let's Go Brandon meme to mean a crippled kid, probably a paid actor named Brandon that Biden sniffed? No, I didn't, but I'm not surprised. And by the way, to Grunt Slayer Pro 6 on Twitch, yes, I am reading the Twitch chat. It's collated automatically on StreamYard alongside the YouTube chat. But mainly I'm reading the super chats, and also there are some on Odyssey. I can't take them yet on Twitch. I'm not an affiliate yet or a partner or whatever the fuck they call it. And there's so many chats too. LH, are they actually trying to break the country, or are they so out to lunch they actually think things are improving? I think some of them are actually crazy enough to think that they are. The Human Centipede. Plans for today. I know you finally watched The Human Centipede 2 not long ago, and you should watch the third movie in honor of today. FYI, the second movie was the grossest, but the third movie is the funniest. Oh, it's good to see that they did like an Evil Dead redemption arc thing and went on to slapstick humor. Human Centipede 2 is definitely grisly and insane, and I liked it. It's sort of like Man Bites Dog or something, you know, Cannibal Holocaust. I liked it. I thought it was a good movie. I don't understand why some people say it's terrible. It's not. The acting's not great, but it's not like it's not D level. Yeah, it's a B movie. It's the whole thing. Jesus, thanks, Sticks. You're not so bad yourself. Dark World Haxel. Hey, Sticks, New Hampshire resident fired from DHMC and dropping out of nursing school for the wanted to know your thoughts on how long this will last. I have absolutely no idea how long the lockdownerism mentality will last. It appears to be waning, though, in much of the world already, so just hold tight, I suppose. HF, the spookiest part of this Halloween is the fact that the leader of the free world poops his pants. Yes, allegedly Joe Biden shit himself waiting for the Pope, and this delayed their meeting. This is an unnamed credible source within Rome that peddled it. So the legacy media has told me that those unnamed sources are really reliable. I should just believe it, right? Michael, 2535-499, no comment, thank you. Pokey, moving in with girlfriend. Any tips for a youngkin? Love from Massachusetts. Oh, for a youngin. Sorry, I thought you meant youngkin. Love from Massachusetts. Just do what you want. Do what seems right. Follow your instincts, grasshopper. Silent Stalker, what's your thoughts on old last jobs like whaling, lamplighting, and so on? Is there any books you know of about those that you know of? You could probably, yeah, there's got to be old books on whaling on like archive.org. Just search through the Internet Archive and search for whaling or something, and then filter by year. You'll find things. There's got to be a lot of them. Methods in whaling. Here's how you kill the whale. Here's how you scoop the fat out of its head. Apparently they could get like 30 barrels full of oil out of one sperm whale's head. And this was what they lit their houses with. I think the beeswax candle's a little bit more easy and efficient locally. Certainly a lot less hazardous to deal with bees than whaling on the North Atlantic. Curtis, what do you think about the Constitution being labeled with a harmful language alert by the National Archives? That's only for one part of it that mentions Indians. I don't really care because nobody, I mean, who goes to the National Archives site for anything? Nerds, people who are well-read anyway. So the Swamp Cleaner, hey Sticks, any guesses on what costumes will be on display at the DNC Halloween party? Well, I guarantee it won't be Hunter Biden's laptop or dressing up as Joe Biden with a brown stain on your pants, but that's what they should be. Adam THM, what do you think about the AP Karen losing her mind over a Let's Go Brandon pilot? Plus, the Twitter leftoids admitting their coolant cause of it. I don't know exactly what you're referring to. I don't know. So I don't have any feelings on it. General Mayhem, why all the censorship and why are we taking it? Because you're taking it, that's why it exists. People should just refuse to be silent. Use new tech. Get on Rumble, get on Gab, get on Minds. Use BitChute, use Brighteon and PeerTube and PewTube and all of the others. Odyssey. Cold Summer 91, aren't you worried something might happen to Trump by 2024? He did get the Pfizer vaccine. No, he seems fairly healthy. He seems to be doing just fine. The Lofus, thank you for recommending The Elfin Ship. I just finished it myself and will soon be reading it to my 7-year-old. Any other fiction recommendations? By the same author, Blaylock Homunculus. That's a good one. What was it called? The Keys to Paradise by Robert E. Vardaman. Some works by R.L. Stine are actually good. If you get a 7-year-old, I would say like Stephen King, but I don't think that'd be appropriate for a 7-year-old generally. Some of them maybe. Read them Cujo. They'll never sleep again. Mikkel 2535. Happy Halloween, you sexy homo. Short Fuse 499. No comment. Thank you. Thomas Fenton. 3 best things in life. Sticks, crypto, and coochie. Crypto is worth more though, generally. LH. Enpine's notice, but Canada turned into a prison today. You can't leave the country if unvaxxed, even if you're not a citizen. Trudeau's Little China. Well, you can. I mean, the border there is porous as Swiss cheese, even worse than the southern border. So you can probably just walk across. Frank Spisato, Sticks, what is your favorite episode of Hell of a Boss? How much damage do you think the bread man will do by 24? I don't know. I just like the Stolas scenes because, you know, it's Stolas. Short Fuse, Stormcloaks or Empire? Forgot the comment, lol. I sided with the Empire, actually, which makes sense. If you actually go through, you find that the Stormcloaks are basically pawns in a globaloid scheme, and the Empire secretly wants to stand against that. This was a spoiler alert for Skyrim, I suppose. Orwell's Goon, as a Virginia resident, the McAuliffe Dem antics and tactics make me think of Grady's quote in Super Troopers, desperation is a stinky cologne. Super Troopers, very, very good movie, by the way, takes place in Vermont with the Vermont State Police. Initially, they hated it and they boycotted the film, but years and years later, they're like, oh no, it helped tourism. It's actually good. I'm going to go to Odyssey for a second here. There's a bunch of chats. And don't worry, Twitch users, I will try to get to some others. People can send super chats. I may not get to them all. We have Punmeister. What do you think about Australia and New Zealand's future? I think even if the COVID moral panic is over and the lockdowners are scooted aside, sadly, I think the division between the vaxxed and unvaxxed will remain in place due to the social damage caused by demonic fucks like Jack Linda. I think they'll be fine. It'll just take them longer. Everyone's coming off of the COVID high. Chris Galente, 45. Happy Halloween, Sticks. Happy Halloween to you. Praise Soen or Samain or however you pronounce it. Strickland Construction Ltd. What's Nimbasum Matey? I have no clue what that refers to. Thomas Zerabkan, have a good stream and Halloween. Thank you very much. Thomas Zerabkan again, and he posted an emoji. I'm not sure what it is. I think it's a hand flipping some LBC up in the air. That's for Odyssey users. Yeah, don't worry. We will get to some Twitch material too. Dehuman, this is back on YouTube. Dehuman Centipede, thought you'd like to know I went to a Halloween party at a club in downtown LA last night, and believe it or not, they didn't ask for proof of vaccination or require masks to go inside. I was shocked. Yeah, there's some civil disobedience. Thank goodness. Lev Polyakov, happy Ween. Looking forward to having you with DNC member and former Pete Buttigieg staffer Jess Deloach on BreakTheRules.tv, November 9th. Yes, I will be debating or discussing with a former DNC member who worked with Buttigieg on November 9th on Break the Rules. So everyone stay tuned. Make sure to mark it on your calendars. Also, remember, I debate Nick Fuentes on the 4th of November on the Kill Stream. He's defending China and all things China, so it's going to be funny. John McGovern, hi Sticks, are you familiar with the 1972 vampire movie The Night Stalker? Although originally a TV movie, it's quite good and can be seen on YouTube. No, I've heard of The Night Stalker Richard Ramirez, though. Also a spooky story. I know, I think Albert Fish is the spookiest of the spooky serial killer club, though. If you look up Albert Fish, I mean, I don't think there's ever been anyone else who was as sexually frustrated in the history of crime. Maybe, but nothing evident. William Cantera, I haven't read a book in probably 5 years. Can you recommend one so I can get started? I always recommend The Elfin Ship by James P. Blaylock. If you like sword and sorcery, slightly lighthearted, it's got elves. It's got steampunk, so you can't go wrong with that. Someone you may know, make everything Trump again. Let's go, Brandon. Yeah, the ADL and SPLC, I'm sure, are scrambling right now, trying to make Let's Go Brandon a racist term or something. The Everyday Witch, happy Samain, Sticks. You've inspired me to publish my poetry. Also, thank you for being a rational mind in the pagan community. Yeah, in a community that there are all too few rational minds at certain points. So thank you for that. Brandon Stinky Pooped Briefs, 35 ZAR. I have no clue where that currency comes from, but thank you anyway. Seong horror film recommendations. Good Night Mommy, an Australian movie about two brothers who believe their mother is possessed by a monster. Great film. Yeah, there's going to be some horror later tonight. Me and Liz, I think we're going to be watching a Salem documentary or something like that. So sometimes the documentaries are more creepy than the fictional ones because, some historical material in there sometimes is really weird. Jacob Barnwell, $4.99. No comment, thank you. Alamandorius, hey Sticks, check with Razor. He mentioned a video that would be useful for your debate prep on his gaming stream last night. I will have him DM me if you can. Talk to him if you can DM him, because otherwise I'll probably forget by the end of the stream because I'm scatterbrained. It's Halloween. I'm thinking of pumpkins and shit. No one. Fly Southwest. Let's go, Brandon. Happy Halloween, Sticks. Spooky. Keep in mind if the NPC pumpkin judges you all. By the way, we're already at 5 Biden loser units. That's pretty good. Cold Summer 91. Are you still worried COVID might become a new Spanish flu this winter? Oh, it's already done that. It's caused a societal and political change. It's killed, lots of people, although overdiagnosis, Hong Kong is totally not a thing. That being said, it already went Spanish flu mode. Now it's receding. It's going to become a next common cold. Stacy the Demented. Happy Semaine. Well, thank you very much. Spooky to you too. Orwell's Goon. Well, this Virginia race is getting hilariously backwards for the Dems after 2020, Hong Kong, and Northern Virginia swamp antics. I can't help but think shenanigans are on the horizon for this election. It's possible. Keep in mind also, early voting will lean towards McAuliffe. That's a given because he was 8-9 points ahead during most of early voting before it closed. That could tip the balances and he wouldn't even need any Hong Kong. But they're clearly worried. Otherwise, they wouldn't be bringing fucking Kamala Harris, of all people, down there. Can you imagine having to rely on Kamala Harris to make the point for you? General Krang, what's your opinion on the EU push to wreck the energy sector with climate change scam? Irish government about to send country off the cliff for the cult. Yeah, well, let them. Potatoes will cost a little bit more. Potatoes and whiskey. Jacob Barnwell, how do you keep yourself from becoming unraveled and completely refuting Abraham in totality? Have I been drinking too much? I think you mean Abraham in the Judeo-Christian sense. That's been refuted anyway, so there's nothing I can add to the conversation. I've made it clear I'm an occultist. I believe in paganism, generally speaking. Stratfell112 on Twitch, by the way. Razorfist had a lot to say about China and Fuentes in his game stream. If someone has Twitter, DM me the link to the game stream where he mentions all of these things. I would be interested in seeing it. I know he's definitely not a pro-China figure, although he is pro-well-done steak. He had a pot roast the other night, and he's like, oh, it was cooked to perfection for 7 hours, almost like a steak's supposed to be. Like, well, it's a different cooking method, dude. You're boiling it with yummy juices and vegetables and herbs and shit for 7 hours is a little bit different than cooking a steak in 15 minutes. I don't think you're allowed, this is Troublesome Boner on Twitch. I don't think you're allowed to stream to multiple platforms if you get too far on Twitch. Well, I'm not streaming directly to Twitch. I'm streaming there from StreamYard. I'll check into the TOS, but I don't think that it's against the rules. And even if it is, like, I'm just going to shrug my shoulders and do it anyway. So, Pamela Kilponen, when are you and Elizabeth doing a live stream together? It could happen, maybe. Not sure. No, we haven't done a live stream. We've done plenty of videos appearing on one another's channels, though. Alamandorius, hey, Sticks, check with Razor. He mentioned a video that would be useful for your debate prep last night on his gaming stream. Yes, I think you... I might have been reading that a second time. Sorry. Yeah, I'll try to look into that. Here, let's go to some Odyssey here as well, because there's several. At A Torchia, and there's an emoji with a mask over the little dude's eyes. Captain Murphy, get Sleazy P. Martini to 12,000 subs, and all the witch trial stuff happened in Danvers, Massachusetts, not Salem. Well, they're called the Salem witch trials, and the burning times didn't even primarily happen in the New World. That was already fairly late on. A lot of it happened in Europe. But yes, Sleazy P. Martini. Look him up on YouTube. And also, I think he's on BitChute and I believe Odyssey now as well. You should subscribe to him. The Human Centipede. Freddy, Ghostface, Jason, Michael Myers, Chucky, and Pinhead. Which of these slashers are your favorites from least to greatest? Jason is the greatest. Highest kill count, most completely obscene, crazy movies. I didn't really I didn't really like the original Myers films. I like the remakes, ironically more. It's better. Chucky's good, but more in a humorous sense for the most part. Pinhead is great. I'd say Ghostface at the bottom, followed by Freddy, Chucky, and Pinhead, Michael Myers, and then Jason at the top, I guess. Can't go better than Friday the 13th sort of material. Son of Tiamat, for novels, I recommend Tooth and Claw by Joe Walton, fantasy novel where every character is a dragon in a Victorian-style society. That sounds interesting. The Loftus, The Eyes of the Dragon is a great King novel and is accessible for a younger demographic. I liked Desperation, and one of them was, what was it, from the Bachman books, The Long Walk, which was a shorter work. It was a short story, technically, although it's still like, 50, 60 pages. The Stand, I think, was his best overall. Although the made-for-TV movie of The Stand sucked ass. They butchered it. It was terrible. The Great Scalzini, ZAR, is South Africa. Oh, interesting. Wolfbetter, do you have any idea for when the border will actually open? I can't come to the U.S. because I only have a Pfizer shot and can't do the second due to the country's regulations. Let's go, Brandon. I have no clue. I don't have that problem because I'm a U.S. citizen and a resident of the Netherlands, so I can go back and forth at a whim. Air travel is actually easier for the minority of the world's population that can travel freely because there's less people there and everything's much more laid back. The irony is it's made air travel, while more expensive and potentially time-consuming, once you get through it, it's better, ironically. Thomas Fenton, where would you go on Ricada Live? Watch Bernie Grows. Yes, I think I had messaged him before. I don't think he got back to me, though. Huns with Guns. Have you heard the case of Julius Jones, a murderer and that leftists are trying to get freed from prison? More people need to spread awareness of this. Okay, well, Julius Jones. I've spread awareness by mentioning it. We're at that'd be 6 Biden loser units at the moment. Excellent. Should have had a V8. Oh, and of course it's jumping down. It's too much. Silent Stalker, have you heard of Darkwood? I feel that you'd have a field day with some of the stuff in that game. It has an amazing trailer. No, I haven't heard of it before. Iron Maiden, happy Halloween. It's my birthday today. Well, happy birthday. It must be better than my birthday on January 20th. At least like there's still some greenery around unless you're in northern Alaska. Cold Summer 91. Do you think the mood of the country will improve by the end of the decade? Yeah, I think the globaloids have overstretched badly. The leftists have made a lot of mistakes. They're going to get punished. And then we'll enter another, at least Indian summer sort of thing, maybe with a second-term Trump or a DeSantis or a Rand Paul or something. Off Lameo, did you read The King in Orange by John Michael Greer? No, I haven't heard of it. Joshua San Filippo, DeSantis was my U.S. House rep before he was my governor, so I knew he'd be good. In 2018, you said to hold your nose and vote DeSantis. All Florida politicians are corrupt. How do you feel about that now? Yeah, I would say other than Trump and Rand and a few others, my supposition about any politician I don't know personally, which is none of them basically, is that they're corrupt because they're in politics. Trump was an outsider. He was never in politics before, so he gets a pass. DeSantis has been in politics for a little while. My assumption is corruption. That being said, it's a tolerable corruption at some point, I suppose. It's the best we can hope for. The Blue Dog Man. Hello, Sticks. I just wanted to help support the movement. I have enjoyed your calm intellect since I happened upon you a couple of years. Love the cats. Yes, the one cat's passed out. The other one's passed out, but on the couch. Level-minded. Best way to get rid of graphene oxide in the body. I don't know. Drink coconut milk, maybe. No clue. Visigoth, by the way, on Twitch saying he's on Twitch too. He'll be on tonight, in fact. Razor Fist, yeah, presumably. But I'd have to contact him directly about that. I'd have to get the link. Maybe somebody can link me on Twitter, actually. Cassandra Hart, happy Halloween. Sticks, any thoughts on Pasolini's Salo? Clank, clank. I don't know what that is, actually. Yeah, now you wake up. Blake Keller, 199, no comment, thank you. Huns with guns again. Not sure why someone like Fuentes shills so hard for a country that has state atheism. Yeah, the state atheism might come up, although I would point out there are a lot of people that have religion in the country. It's just that the state is heavily secular and politically suppresses Christianity. That'll definitely come up. Zach Peters. What's the over-under on Raytheon paying Hunter Biden millions of dollars to act in an adult diaper commercial playing his dad? They'd just hire Biden. He'll retire, and then he'll go on to be the Depends man. The Rambling Recollector. Happy Halloween, Sticks. Happy Halloween to you. We are very, very spooky here today. Cats, and the cat's, licking its asshole or something. It's normal. Everything's normal. Over on Odyssey, at Z, he sent a comment that says 1. Interesting. Ivan Kuglivan, hello from Lima, Peru. Happy Halloween. Peru looks cool, actually. Lots of mountains and mummies and stuff like that. I heard, and I don't know whether this is actually true, that chamomile is drunk there for dry winds that come off of the mountains there, the Peruvian Andes. And cause depression, actually, and sometimes madness. Maybe you can corroborate whether that's actually true. I remember reading that. I remember the Bavarians used to do that. Hot, dry winds would come off the mountains and make people miserable for some reason and, make them a little weird. And they drink chamomile as a curative. Mark Laferney, from one occultist to another. How do you feel about making pacts with non-Christian gods? I don't have any pacts with any gods. God is just a demon that you accept, and a demon's just a god that you don't anyway, though. So the only pact that I have is with Stolas. It involves my literary work. I've been very open about this. Cynic in Chief, check out Terror House Press. They publish works that are too edgy, unusual, or honest to be released elsewhere. Their latest release, The Legend of Forania, The Twilight Kingdom by T.J. Martinell, is 40% off today only. Well, good tip. Maybe I should look into that for an improved version of Sickness and Hell. That's one I'm very proud of. I've been writing on that since high school. The Loftus, Michael Malice mentioned you on his last live stream. I'd love to hear a conversation between you two. Yeah, I'd like to talk to Michael Malice. That'd be cool. Freedom Autopsy Report. Sticks, have you thought about going out as After the Ashes Jesus? You mean a nuclear Jesus, I mean. I prefer to compare my look to Judas. If I get LASIK, I guess it'll be a doppelganger situation. Arslan Ultra 199. By the way, a lot of you on Twitch send emojis. I don't know how to read them out to the crowd. Like with Skidge there, I guess it's I think that's Samus, and then a person laughing, looks like a Stone Toss character, and then another Samus. Let's have an emoji show. Sometime I'll have a live chat. This is actually a good idea. I'll have a live chat and everyone has to participate in emojis or I won't read it out. And then I just try to figure out what the fuck they're trying to say. As a boomer, as a proud boomer, technologically, it'd be very, very funny. The Great Scalzini, what's it like being a god? I don't know because none of them exist. Semi-joking there. I'm apatheistic. There are so many comments. It's Jesus Christ. There are too many comments for me to get through. I'm falling behind. I don't even know where I Sharp, by the way, says pussy licking censored by Stick666. Now I don't censor anything. I don't even have moderation in my chat. If you're censored, it's YouTube doing it or Twitch or whatever. It ain't me. Dynaside13. Ever heard of Redonkulous Terrence Pop? Started with MGTOW. Now they have excellent alt-tech live streams covering everything banned by YouTube. They frequently invoke Clankdom, and they are ridiculously suppressed on YouTube. No, I haven't heard of them, but that sounds good. Yeah, new tech streaming is quite a thing. Got a bunch of people watching on Twitch and on Odyssey at the moment, actually. Queen Nitus, Soros globalism or Chinese globalism, which will prevail? Also, AJ went off the rails with his emergency show yesterday. We're reaching full peak circus. Oh, Alex Jones went off the rails yesterday? Ted Kaczynski, Matt and Blonde said, contact them for another chat. Happy Halloween, Clank. Thanks for your work. Looking forward to your daily opinions. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, I'll let me write that down. I'll contact Matt. I'll write it down right now. Contact Matt and Blonde. Thanks for that tip. Yeah, I'd love to go on their show again. I think that'd be the fourth time, I think, or third. General Krang, any thoughts on Gavin McInnes? I like the dude. I've talked to him a couple of times before. Some people have soured on him. I don't have a problem. I don't think he did anything wrong. Alamandorius, so any thoughts on cooking with sticks? I mean, even as an April Fool's stream or video would be hilarious. Also, I saw a video of some guy from Missouri tearing apart a Dem committee over the spending bill at the committee. Yeah, there's lots of that going on right now. People clearly are upset with the globaloids. I have done cooking videos. I can actually cook fairly well at this point for certain recipes. I'm going to be making a curried pea material tonight with heavily seasoned basmati rice. It's going to be basically an Indian meal. It's good for this weather. You know, you want something with a little bit of zing to it. Joshua Sanfilippo, sorry if I misworded or offended. I meant, what do you think now, as in what way has your opinion on DeSantis changed? No, I wasn't offended or anything. My opinion is mostly the same. He is still a politician. I'd prefer Trump in a 2024 race. But I do like him more, I guess, on the token of standing up against lockdownerism. Yeah, absolutely. Lord Tennyson's pipe. Happy Samhain, Sticks. Now, Wiccans will say Samhain. Well, I'm just going to say Samhain because, you know, I'm from the United States. I'm not from Ireland or something like that. Kenneth West, what are your favorite horror movies? Hereditary was good. If you consider it to be a horror movie, Brotherhood of the Wolf. It's about the Beast of Gévaudan, so it sort of fits in. Ninth Gate is one of them. Evil Dead, Dagon, which is a Spanish movie from the early 2000s. And when I say Evil Dead, not the remake, not the sequels or anything. I mean the first one that they did in 81. That they actually supplanted with Evil Dead 2. I thought the first one was better, but I'm in the minority on that. The second one was way less gory. I remember watching it as a kid, you know, long before I was technically supposed to be watching that sort of movie, and I thought it was great. Generiella, hi Sticks, thanks for the content. What chances do you think Curtis Sliwa has for winning New York City mayoral race? I haven't actually looked into that one. If that's the Republican for New York City mayor's office, I'd say slim. But given the general direction of politics in the U.S., I could be completely wrong. And hell, Murphy's only up by, 7 or 8 points in New Jersey. New Jersey, Biden won it by 20 points or something. Amasang, emojis are modern-day hieroglyphics, and the World Wide Web is the Akashic Records. Yeah, it'd be interesting if aliens extracted all of the chat from the internet at some point in the future after we've all killed each other with nukes, and all it is a bunch of emojis, and they have to figure out what the fuck people were talking about. By the way, someone's doing construction next door or something, so I'm sorry if you can hear that drill. We're almost at 7 BLUs, by the way, at the moment. We're at 6 just on YouTube. Biden, suck my ass. Growen Ritter, the current transgender for kids moment strikes me more as a pre-modern child goddess or Vestal Virgin worship than modern liberal. Any works or analysis on pagan child worship? Not that I know of, actually. That's a good question. And the Stoa group on Twitch is saying tickle fight. I don't think that'll happen. Tolstoy saying moderators. There are none. There never will be. There won't be any moderators on my chat. If anyone shows up and does moderate, I'll quit the platform. Benjamin the Dream Wizard, pleased to shout out my YouTube dream interpretation series called Dreamscapes and my historical dream literature. You inspired me. Consider yourself shouted out there, Benjamin the Dream Wizard. Tony Soprano, as a former Satanist, do you agree now it's BS? No, I still think that atheistic Satanism can be useful for people if they've been crowded, their minds have been crowded by bad programming, religious mumbo-jumbo, superstition and stuff that doesn't make sense. You have to clear them of that before they can reanalyze even the religion they're in. People should look into it even if they intend to stay religious so that you can think critically. Most people don't have critical thinking skills. They were never taught it in school. Die to Know. Are you a fan of King Diamond and Merciful Fate? They're all right. I like things that are a little bit harder. I'd prefer like Marduk or something like that. Bok Bok Wallanuxi Way. I'm probably not pronouncing that properly, but I'm the only one here that knows what the fuck that is. The Rambling Recollector. Ever read The Children of Odin, Book of Northern Myth by Padraic Colum? No, I don't know that I have, actually. Variegated on Twitch saying, first-time viewer, I like all the plants that you have. Oh, that's only half of them. The other half are over there by the windows. I like plants. I've always had them surrounding me when I've in my office. It makes me comfy. By the way, socialism is a lie. There's so many chats here. Jesus. I'm trying to get through them all. I'm doing the best that I can with 3 different platforms. Lucas Castelletto, have you played any of the Stalker games? It's an open world game that takes place in Chernobyl and is very atmospheric. I'll be dressing up as one of their characters. Clank on! I've seen it, but I haven't played it. It does look really good, though. Thomas Finton, with the paper tiger of China slowly being seen, how long till they get economically desperate and engage in full-blown cultural economic colonization and subversion on a scale larger than before? That may happen, or they may collapse, actually. It's not without the realm of possibility. China is, though, a paper dragon, or a paper tiger, or a paper palace. Their economy is not really built to last. They're already having problems. That's why they decided to unleash the boomer remover. It's to solve their demographic problems over the next few years. Matthew Edward Meditz. Sticks, any Halloween mischief tales you could share? Didn't really get into a lot of trouble on Halloween or anything. I was too busy. Like, I'd go trick-or-treating with my parents when I was younger. Later on, of course, I didn't want to. Eat some candy and watch some horror movies. I got into plenty of trouble on a normal day, but on Halloween, a little bit different. That's a stay-at-home eat Tootsie Rolls day. On a normal day in school, I was the hellion of the classroom. Stephen Kuhn. So you said if Biden had health issues, it would tank Trump's chances of running. Wouldn't this be inevitable considering Biden's decline? And that's one of the reasons why a Trump run is not guaranteed. I know that he wants to. He clearly has made up his mind that he intends to run. If Biden gets knocked out by an aneurysm or something, the problem is that people will be saying, look, Trump's the same age, in 2024 he would be, that Biden was in 2020. Biden had an aneurysm, Biden fell down and cracked his skull, Kamala pushed him down the stairs, and we can't risk it again. They might even start talking about age limits for the chief executive. And because Trump would be presumably at least attempting to run, it would have some legs. They might try to keep him out that way. It'd be a fairly obvious ploy, but they might try. The Pronado, what candy will you give to trick-or-treaters if they show up? There's like a mixed bag of little candies out there. Yeah, I don't know if there'll be any trick-or-treaters, though. It's not as big a thing in this country. Are there commies on Twitch shitting it up in the chat? Yeah. Reddit lefties are capitalists. Yeah, no, they're not. Variegated. So how are you celebrating Halloween, Sticks? Watching a Salem documentary or something later and making a nice dinner. That's the way I celebrate every day as a holiday. I love my life. I get up in the morning. I give my opinion on things. People pay me to do it. I play with books because I love books and edit a bunch of it and read them at the same time. And I get paid for that. And then I eat whatever I want. I get up whenever I want. I'm having a great time. It's other people that I'm worried about, though, because Bidenomics is fucking everything. That's why I speak out. Adrian, do you think Bitcoin can stop the Great Reset? No, it's kind of, yeah. They're going to be trying to corporatize it. We'll see if it works. Nathan Stang, going to see Opeth and Mastodon this month. Going to be awesome. Opeth is playing their old stuff this tour. Black Metal Opeth, best band ever. I would disagree with best band ever. I'd prefer Mastodon, actually. I like Mastodon. Get some necrophagist up in this bitch. Pan Am, you should get Jacket and be Razor Fist as dress up. It was funny because some people, the first time that I started doing the jacket without a shirt thing, they thought I was trying to look like Razor Fist. And I didn't even know who he was at the time. People kept mentioning him, and I looked it up. I'm like, oh, cool, another creator that I'd actually like. I guess Tolstoy is talking about leftoidism or something. I don't know. QWERTYMAN321, what do you think about digital wallet? They are trying to roll out. V made a video about it. I don't want a digital wallet. I would rather have my money in crypto or physical silver or something. Really, the best currency is lead, but that's only if there's a great collapse of some sort. Then lead is the most valuable metal. ZI12, what are your predictions for the midterms? Also, how long will this economic downfall be? Because talking to an old Russian person, he said it's like the user we are in. I think in the midterms, the Dems will lose badly. It's just a matter of how much. That doesn't mean that any change happens. I mean, if the people who displace them are rhinos, it won't be meaningful. My hope is that Trump and Bannon and others keep eroding the understory of the rhinocon part of the GOP and or the Democratic Party. And finally, the GOP will be better than it is. I'd like the Democrats to do the same thing. It would be nice if some party of JFK movement would take hold and start knocking out the leftoids out of the Democratic Party. So we could have two parties that are at least reasonably worth considering voting for. The economic downfall, according to the most optimistic estimate, which is Janet Yellen's, will last through the middle of next year. So it's literally a dark winter. It'll be the middle of next summer before things begin to pick up. And that's an optimistic appraisal of the situation. Biden's had 3 aneurysms and 3 falls in the last year. He might not even be alive in 2022. We don't know. He could die on stage tomorrow. He could just stroke out. Dude's almost 80 years old. Adonis Adams, I know you're against the idea of escaping reincarnation, but can you think of any arguments in favor of it? No, life is pretty cool. Even the bad lives. I mean, if the super self is beyond the life, maybe it chose that bad life. Maybe it's like, hey, I want to feel what it's like to get repeatedly raped and trafficked and shit like that. I want to feel what it's like to get murdered brutally, get tortured or something. How do you know that your super self didn't make that decision if that's what happens to you? And I'm not even a Stoic. I'm an Epicurean. I believe that the goal of life is fundamentally to feel pleasure. It's just simplistic pleasure, not sports cars and shit like that. I believe in reincarnation, absolutely. The Rambling Recollector. Which book is that behind the pumpkin? Also, if you need something spooky to listen to, I recommend The Abominations of Yando. Plenty of readings on YouTube. Yes, I will. This is Dauntless. Good book, by the way. The Golden One wrote it. Dauntless. You can see it there. If I can get it in the right... Fucking Jesus. I'm not good with reverse images. By Marcus Fullen. Mine is signed. I'm not showing you the signature. But yeah, it's a good book. Very much self-improvement, etc. So you should get a copy of Dauntless if you can. Chris Martinez, you give ketchup packets for Halloween? Oh, that's actually a great idea. Damn you for being the one to think of it and not me. That'd be funny. Here you go, kids. Here's some Heinz. Here's some Hunts. Zach the Celtic Sky, what are your thoughts on Israel versus Palestine? Well, as a non-Israeli and a non-Palestinian, I think that both sides are to blame for the problems there. And I don't believe that anyone else should do anything about it. The only exception would be if the United States says we've put enough money into the region, giving you enough shit, we're tired of this horse shit, we're just taking over. Annex the whole region and turn it into a couple of new states. Turn it into a territory. Don't give them a choice. Tanner Dipple, XRP Army, Sticks. Rosie Rios, a former U.S. treasurer, joined the Ripple board despite an SEC lawsuit. Her name is literally on the U.S. dollar bills. Any thoughts? Oh, that's interesting. XRP sounds fun, by the way. And I hold a lot. By the way, I now take SHIB as a donation source. Link in the description. If you have SHIB coins, you can actually donate to me. And, they're still worth like what? 1/10,000th of a cent a piece. So you open up your wallets. Give me more crypto. I'm obsessed. Nerdbane, can you give USA Saber rattling? You mean like literally rattle the saber? Okay, whatever. If I can get it out at this angle without pulling it off. Nope, I can't. Yeah, here, I'm saber rattling. It is cool. This is from the Napoleonic era, like the 1810s or 20s or some shit like that. And yes, it is sharpened, very much so, and oiled. It was a little bit rusty when I first got it. There's still a few spots on it, but whoops. The poor cat. Yeah, you're not, by the way, on live streams on YouTube, you're not allowed to show firearms, but there's no rules against swords. It's like, so if the person wanted to end their life with a knife, YouTube doesn't care as long as it's not a firearm, because those are scary. Yeah. Arr, we're pirates. I almost got a cutlass, which this is a cavalry style saber. A cutlass is a little bit shorter, like to here, better for indoor boarding and shit like that. I think they're a little bit more curved than generally. And the vendor that I got this from actually did have an actual cutlass. I think it was from the late 1700s. Beautiful weapon. I thought about getting it, and I'm like, well, which do I want more? You know, I'm probably not going to have to use it. You know, so I figured this one's a little bit more decorative. There are some problems with the handle. As you can see, the threading there is coming loose. I've thought about having it professionally restored, because I'm not keeping this as a keepsake to resell or something. So I don't care if I have it restored. It's literally meant to be a functional blade, and it is. I could probably shave my beard with this, actually. Wait, hey, do you dare me? No. That'd be a Halloween video. Oh, Jesus. I still got to go through all these. Daniel Davis, I'm behind in the stream. Regular V8 is amazing. Low sodium V8 is gross. I agree with you 100%, by the way. You're a man of good taste. May as well crush tomatoes in hydraulic press and slurp it up. Yes, the low salt V8 is not so good. I did get that once by accident. Then I just added salt to it. And it was the same thing. It tasted the same. You have to get the proportions right. If you add too much, then it's a little bit weird too. Jacob Barnwell, you like black metal? Listen to Loari de Mes Ancestras by Sonopfer. You will not be disappointed. Love you, man. Have some kids already. Yeah, I like black metal, all right. I kind of grew out of it. I'm not saying it's immature or something, so don't jump down my throat. I'm just saying, like, my style of music, by and large, has moved towards more like 80s retro, which is where I was 10 years ago anyway. So, yeah, everyone's saying, whoops. Get another job, dumbass, says Zayas89. I am very, very upset. I knocked my sheath down. I'm going to hell now. Bing, bang, bong. Worth it, lol. I do apologize for that. I tried my best, you know. Drew C830, you can show firearms, they just can't be loaded. Maybe on Twitch, but not on YouTube. If you're on a live stream on YouTube, you can't have a weapon in the background. I know I had to take one down because I got someone aboard. This was like 3 or 4 years ago. And he was showing off his AR-15, which is pretty cool. And then I was contacted by several people that said, look, you got to take the stream down because you're going to get a strike for it. You're not allowed to do that. Yeah. Pischetti on Twitch, a sharp thing. Watch out, Sticks Official. You'll get banned from Twitch for some reason. Yeah, no. It's pretty cool. You could slice a person in half with this. You realize how long it took to sharpen this shit? Really sharpened, like as in could probably cut the head off of a pig with this. So it's meant to be functional. It's not just for decoration. This is if someone fucks with me by charging into the house, I just grab this, preferably without knocking the sheath down, and you're ready to go. It's rumble time. Yeah, I find it funny because Nick had that one gif of him where he's got the knife and he's waving it around. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I think my blade is slightly more functional for battle purposes. But should have gotten a cod piece or some shit. Black Hole is asking if it's a real one or a display piece. This is a real one. This is from the early 1800s. This is not a wall hanger, which is why there's some rust on it. I polished it. I oiled it. I sharpened it. I did everything that I could. I restored it mostly. It's still got some spotting on it, but it is it is battle ready. Yes, the blade is fresh and oiled, and you would not want to get stabbed by this. Knight 36, have you played Holdfast Nations at War, set in the Napoleonic era? No, I haven't, actually. I like Napoleon Total War. And that's another reason. The other reason that I kind of lean towards this one is it reminded me sort of the swords that the Dragoons are holding in Napoleon Total War, which makes sense. It's just probably basically the same kind of sword. I think this one is French, actually, I believe. I can't remember. It's either French or Austrian. I have a saber at home, another cavalry saber, late 1800s, early 1900s. It's from the U.S., actually. It's possibly World War I era, Spanish-American War or something like that. I like swords. I like them better than guns. They don't make noise for the most part. Brian Tarmac, can we get Let's Go Brandon the new Who is John Galt? I think it is actually already. God, there's so many chats here. I think I might not get to all these. My apologies. But don't send any more super chats. We're running up on the hour. I know I'm planning to go a little bit longer, maybe like an hour 10 or something. But I still got to get through all of these. And I also want to get to some Twitch chats, and I can't do super chats there. So just hold up on the super chats for right now. Deadeye Blackmire, how did your Uncle Ben's ready rice turn out? It's still here somewhere, but I'm not sure where it went. It's probably in the closet. I mean, it's rice. You can eat it. Chuck Flea, people are the right or ex-Trump supporters are now saying, let Trump go. He is too toxic now. They say DeSantis is the future. They might pick any rhino. Oh, it won't matter. All he has to do is win the primary and all the partisans will get behind him. They'd get behind anyone. They'd get behind Jeb Bush if he was the nominee. Spider Eternal, can you explain why Paul Krugman is a hack? Thanks. Well, he thought we'd be in a Great Depression if Trump was elected, and he thought the economy would be great if Biden was elected. So, 0 out of 2. He thought the internet would be about the same as a fax machine. He claims now in damage control mode years later, he says, well, that was meant to be facetious. We were just dicking around. Bullshit, dude. It was out in the press. It was in the papers. I probably read it at the time as a little kid. Captain Mercury, sorry to ask if already asked, but I joined late. Nut. Have you ever had any supernatural experiences? Yeah, I saw a demon. I saw a ghost once. I don't believe that they're disembodied spirits, but I saw what you would describe as a ghost. I've told that story. I saw a UFO, although, again, that's not technically paranormal. That's anything in the sky you can't identify. Could have been a satellite or whatever, and who knows. But yeah, I've had supernatural experiences. I believe in magic quite literally. It guides my work. And look at all the accomplishments. Look at the wonderful things that magic can do. Harley Bailey, do you have any works on the occult or medicinal uses of mushrooms? I found my first lion's mane last week and have been having fever dreams ever since. I don't think there's any specific single work on mycology as it relates to spirituality. I've never run across one. If it was, I'd be the first person to read it and if possible, edit it. Mushrooms are usually included in early works. They thought mushrooms and plants were the same. They didn't understand fungi were a different kind of kingdom of life form. And so mushrooms are spoken of interchangeably in herbology, actually, prior to, what was it, the 1940s or thereabouts, I think. I'm a little rusty on my mycological history, but I think almost atomic era before they realized it was a separate kind of life form. They didn't realize that cell walls were chitin instead of other materials. There's no phospholipid bilayer here. It's basically like a bug, but it doesn't move. Cynic in Chief, after the stream, Super Chats raid on Scott Adams. Oh, he's live again? Yeah, people can, I'll look into that. I got to get through these chats first. Maybe we'll do that for the last 10 minutes. William Silva, but Sticks, what if you having the Saber causes people to break into your home to duel you? We must do everything to prevent the rise of random home invasion duels. Love your work. Happy Halloween. Yeah, but a lot of people would be using a wall hanger. If they hit it up against this sword, their sword would snap in half. Frank Spisato, what is a good or notable maritime demon that you can think of? Stay free, Sticks. Oh, Dagon would come to mind. Babylonian figure. By the way, the Pope's cap is based on the mitre, actually, that the fish god of ancient Babylon wore. That's more or less historical, by the way. They just adapted it. Baron Van Blair, Floki Inu Token 2. Floki Vikings are coming. Yeah, there's a million meme coins. I just focused on the one that I felt most comfortable with. Eric Guerreau, let's go Pampers. By the way, Catgat, Sticks, will you be watching Medicare's live stream tonight? Maybe. Depends on what time it is. I'm not sure. Yeah, everyone's still focusing on how I fucked up with the sheath. Yeah, sorry about that. Orange Goku, memes make magic. Yes, memetics is real. K-Max McDonald, Sticks, in debating Fuentes, will you emphasize China's social credit score system? It would be impossible for it not to be brought up, but for the keeping cards close to my chest thing, I won't say too much about my strategy debating Fuentes. I've got some ideas. It'll be interesting and fiery, I would assume. Back to, by the way, Odyssey for a moment here, because there are some chats there. And then I guess if Scott Adams is live, I guess I'll try to share that out. KL, happy Halloween, Sticks. Oh, wait, actually, I'm on the wrong browser. I can't do that. But I can link it out and I can watch it separately. So never mind. It's okay. Woke Goat, a bunch of emojis. Bat, shot, earth, shot, bat. I'm assuming it's a COVID reference. But you never know. A Novus Black. Boo! Oh my god. I'm fucking scared. Ghosts say you fucking ghouls and elves and imps. Chris Galente 45. Sticks, which one of your books would you recommend I read if I could only read one? If you like fiction, James Blaylock's Elfin Ship. If you like nonfiction, Lake Monster Traditions by Gagnon and Werger, actually. It's an anthropological work from the early 1980s. It's about lake monsters. Via ADHD, what a pimp. Where can I get a large, decent-sized pic of your logo? I like to fuck around with GIMP and make cool shit and wanted to see what I could come up with. I won't be swagger jacking you, I promise. Lol, I'll send you what I come up with. I think I have an original SVG of it, I think, that I got from my artist. Novus Black, click on the LBC. There's a shopping cart there. Oh, there is? Cool. I didn't know anything about that. I mean, I'm technically I'm still a newbie with regards to this shit. People saying watch Squid Game. Oh, Jesus. Never watched it. Probably not interested in it, but yeah, you never know. So yeah, let's check out just a second here. Is Scott Adams actually live? Oh yeah, he is. All right, I'm going to link that out in chat. Now keep in mind, I want you to be respectful. This is not a raid like in Bad Faith or something. Leave him a like if you're going to talk about Clank and shit like that to him, but I'll post it in chat here. So this is that the right link? Yeah, that's the right link. Okay, there's a link in chat being posted to YouTube and to Twitch. I'll post it secondly and separately on Odyssey here. So yeah, we got to see some Clank. I need to see some clanking in the chat. Oh, it begins. I would turn it up here. Let me Oh, I still got lots of V8. I didn't even realize that. I get so into the chat, I didn't even realize that I still had a full glass of V8 next to me. I saw V8 and swords and shit like that. Yeah, let me hear what he's saying. I'm sure he'll probably go into a conniption. Oh, yeah, I think he's reacting. He's asking where the clankers have come from. No, it's not a raid. Tell him the truth. We're just yanking his chain. Tell him to clank a spoon in his coffee. Don't worry, Scott. I know you said thanks. I'm watching your stream. I do reaction, but I don't want to stomp on his copyright or anything. Oh, no, I think he's going off. Clank, clank. Yeah. Close enough. Oh, dear God, that's good. I should start reading his super chats as a joke. I won't do that. Here, I'm going to go off it there. You can stop like, rating him. But yeah, if we do stuff like that, it's hilarious. But make sure to leave him an upvote, or if we do that to anyone else, unless it's a commie fuck or something like that. Because the goal is not to, bother these people. It's just hilarious. It's for the lulz, man. Yeah, there's no vodka in this. It's just it's V8. Plenty of sodium. I generally do things low salt. That's the other thing. A lot of people can't cook without huge amounts of salt or fat. I don't understand it. And this was, yes, what was Sticks just drinking? This was V8. Now it's stomach acid. Now it's my stomach contents. Mama Babs on Twitch. They think we're bots, lol. Yeah, Scott is a little bit boomerish, but then again, so am I. Is Tolstoy still bitching about communism? Tolstoy on Twitch. In real communist societies, there is no people not putting in the effort. Yeah, well, yeah, because you killed them all. You've put them in gulags where they are worked to death with 12-hour shifts. And that's if they're right. And that's if they're lucky. Robert Gonzalez saying, real men eat their steak medium rare. Change my mind. I agree. Although it's okay if it's on the cusp of medium. When I'm cooking a steak, I aim for medium well. Here's the thing, though. I'd rather cook it a little bit less than a little bit more, because I know if it's on the border of rare, I'm still going to enjoy it. It's still going to be good. If it's on the border of medium, it's still okay. It's just not quite as good. So I err on the side of cooking it a little bit less usually, because the burner might be a little bit less or more hot. You put in a little bit less or more of the marinade that you were using, which is partially oil-based. And so it won't cook exactly the same every single time. You have to sort of use your intuition. The smell is delicious. So I guess Tolstoy is a communist and supporting communism on Twitch or something. I'm not surprised. Apparently there's a lot of leftoids on Twitch. Far less than I expected, though. Now, some people are like, oh, no, you're getting on Twitch. You're immediately going to get brigaded. Well, that hasn't happened yet, so I haven't been banned either, which is supposedly a surprise. Supposedly, I should be off of Twitch by now. I'm still looking at a little bit of chat here. Keep in mind, it is spooky day, so spooky things all the time. Arr. I guess now I'm dressed up as a pirate. I've got the hair and everything else. I don't have the sheath, but yeah, now I'm piratical. I'll have to re-oil the blade since I've put it on my pants and stuff. Now pants will smell like oil, but I wish I had gun oil, like the proper kind. We got a couple more super chats. Corey Brent 1234. Thank you for the content you do. Truth is refreshing. Yes, you're very welcome, my friend. Triggers McNickers. In regards to your yesterday's upload, is there a way to DM you about unexplained personal experiences with what could have been a demon? This is coming from a mentally sound skeptic. Yes, on Twitter. Twitter is the best way generally to reach me, and I know that's kind of weird and like not even a huge fan of Twitter for most purposes. But as far as direct messaging, it works. It would be Facebook, but I refuse to use it. And I feel like, anyone who's not in the baby boomer generation doesn't have Facebook anymore anyway. And Twitter is like at least a little bit more common among the sort of people that watch my material. I could be wrong, but I mean, I'm not going to use, well, I guess it's not Facebook anymore. Now it's Meta, aka Beta. Daniel Davis, who would win in a fight, Voorhees or Myers, and why? Voorhees. Jason would always win. He can't die. He can't go anywhere. Myers would get sliced up with a chainsaw or a machete or something. I would take Jason Voorhees over basically any other bad guy or villain within horrordom. Lol, thought Styx was drinking a candle. Yeah, not yet. I haven't been reduced to this kind of activity. Although if Bidenomics continue, you know, there's candles out in the shed. I guess I'll have to eat them if Bidenomics continues. We'll be like those kids in Haiti that eat patties that are made out of mud. Captain Mercury. Hey, Sticks, what do you think of the Mandela effect? And did the fruit on the Loom logo always not have a cornucopia? The Mandela effect doesn't actually exist. I already did an occult video on this. It's basically people misremembering. If you have a jumble of fruit together, the problem is in your mind. This is about neural connections. You connect that with a cornucopia. It's just like the Berenstain Bears. Berenstein makes more sense to a young mind. You're young when you're reading the books because you've heard of Frankenstein, you've heard of Einstein, but you've never seen Stein in a surname. You just make that automatic connection. It doesn't help that the little loopy E on there looks kind of like an A. I mean, that the A looks kind of like an E anyway. You're a little kid, it's easy to misinterpret things. Puck A&M, Sticks is so full of shit. I hear that about from everyone that disagrees with me. Always have. I've been doing this for a long time. By the way, over on Odyssey, Itash, Goedemiddag, Sticks. Middag, actually. You have to pronounce it with the Goedemorgen. Yeah, I speak Kleine Dutch. Very few short, terse statements. I'm pretty good with grammar because I'm always the one that goes to the store. So I know, like, you know, the kip from the Grund and stuff like that, and the Tonen and the labels of food and stuff. Actually, you can learn a lot of grammar from that. I probably know a few thousand food-related terms. Guess I could open a Dutch restaurant. Here's our stamppot. Here we have bitterballen, croquette. Lord Garth, hey Sticks, are there any horror novels or writers you're a big fan of? The original Japanese Ring novel is wild. Yes, honestly, and I know this is basic bitch mode, but Stephen King. He's a very good writer. He's shit when it comes to politics. Spider Eternal, I bought a cow thanks to you. Freezer is packed. Oh, you shoved your pet cow in the freezer? Well, you should get it out and warm it up. You know, have to snuggle the cow. Sidebook VR. When a conservative party wins because leftoids go full crazy, that conservative party seems to always turn into a left-center party. Well, I mean, part of that is just that people have to compromise within many forms of government. Most governments in the world aren't. 51% of the people agree with X instead of Y, so X is what you do. That's how you end up with schisms. That's how you end up with civil wars. There has to be compromise. The problem is that certain groups within government have been too cowardly to actually enforce their demands, even when they actually have power to enforce their demands. Namely, in the US, now the Republicans, not that it mattered before because they were all rhinos. You think it would matter whether you had Bush or Kerry's foreign policy? It's the same thing. Happy Halloween by Dan the Animator. So many chats. Tom Baldwin on Odyssey. I think you're referring to my books here in regards to KL. I ordered a book from Styx and I still haven't received it. I think they're doing it on purpose at this point. Depending on where you are, Amazon shipping can take quite a while. So I do apologize. I don't handle the shipping. That's purely Amazon. You can talk to their customer service if you can get through with them to them. Tom Baldwin saying I have like 50 of his books, a reserved shelf just for them. Very affordable. He's a smart guy. If you've actually got like 50 of my books, that's pretty impressive. There will be hard covers actually soon, but not of the general releases, only of my compilations. And in the future, Fruits of Eden, when I make the second edition, Sickness and Hell, Morbid Stories, when I make the new editions. And I will be doing that. I'm well ahead already. Technically, I'm ahead for next year's work already this year because I've worked ahead so far. I may have an extra 5 editions done on top of the 10 extras that I already had for this year by the end of the year when December ends, which means that by the end of next year, I should be able to have carte blanche to do whatever the hell I want. Once you have 400 edited works on there, it's a good stream of income. I think you've accomplished something. And take a little while off, a few months to do your own projects. Chase Rubin. Sticks, if you want to beat inflation, you can get 9% returns lending USDC. If you didn't get a 5.4% pay increase, you get a pay cut. Cheers from Louisiana. Yeah, I gave myself a pay raise by simply working harder. I don't know if it'd be 5.4. Maybe more, maybe less. I'm not 100% sure. I just sit there and I plow away at work and money comes in and, it manages itself at some point if you restrain your spending. That's the way to do it. Scott Steiner, the world's greatest ring announcer. My prediction came true. Uncle Joe is meeting the Pope. They mysteriously won't show them doing a live prayer nor any greeting because of COVID. Yeah, I know. Very, very strange now, isn't it? You'd think, hey, I've got all these Catholic voters in the U.S. I want to appeal to them. Hey, I'll appear with Papa Francis. But you're not allowed to do that. Did the Pope shut it down or did Biden shut it down? I think that he just didn't want to be on camera because he's so awkward. Vrishnik Gupta, 40. I don't know what that currency is, but no comment. Thank you very much. I think that might be, is that yen? I'm not actually sure. I wish that YouTube would translate the currency totals on here, actually, because like, oh, I got 5 Bhutanese marks or something like that. Somebody sent me euros. Oh, they sent me lira. What is this? Oh, it's Papua New Guinea. Colin Stiernagel. Mark Dice just made a video where he painted Anton LaVey as a baby-sacrificing warlock. Why does everyone misunderstand LaVey's brand of Satanism? Because they want to. He had the spooky atmosphere, and he's a convenient whipping boy for religious people. Mark Dice has some good content, but oftentimes people with good political content, their religious views are just off the wall. Zinc Orby is a Renaissance man. What subjects do you need to work on? All of them. That's the whole point. It ain't the Renaissance anymore. I guess for Renaissance man, clockwork. Forgive the historical reference. On Odyssey, Dr. Chico, Jesus loves you. He's my Mexican neighbor. He's a big fan. That's possible. That's the funny part. Waltarm, if you've run out of Vermont maple syrup, do you turn to Canadian or New Hampshire maple syrup? You just use something else. Powdered sugar and butter also works. If it's not Vermont maple syrup, it's not real maple syrup anyway. You might as well use pancake syrup at that point. It's the same as the shit that comes from Maine, New Hampshire, and Canada. I'm just joking. But Orion Stout, $5. No comment. Thank you. Avatarks on Twitch asking, is there anyone named Brandon in here? Doubtful. Although that's possible. Flying Dog 001 on Twitch. Communism, your work is given to the government only. See, the problem is communism in the utopian technical sense doesn't stress that. It's just that ends up what actually happens every time they attempt to institute communism. That's because it's a utopian ideology, not a pragmatic one. The same is true of the ANCAPs. I like libertarianism. I am a libertarian, but pure ANCAPistan can't actually happen. Be great if it did. World peace would ensue. Thered be so much more wealth. Everything would be 10 times better, but it can't work. It's utopian, not pragmatic. Ian O'Malley, my friend spent $100 on a Magic the Gathering card, and I need someone to share the buyer's remorse I feel for him. Thank you. Yeah, some people have stereotyped me because of the way I look and said that I play Magic the Gathering. I know nothing about it. I never played it. I don't own any cards. I'm not even 100% sure what it is other than it's a card game. I think isn't it sort of like Varg's game there, Mifarog or something? It's like a LARPing board card game or something. I don't know. I'd rather play with Pokemon cards. I sold all those years ago when I was poor as fuck, and I bought cigarettes with it, I think, back then. Lev Nikolaevich Tolstoy. I was wearing one of your shirts when some kid working at a gas station saw it, gasped, and clanked at me. Needless to say, I was shocked. I thought I was going to get yelled at for being in Massachusetts. That's excellent. Yeah. There are clankers all over the world. Maybe you'll meet one in Yemen or Nepal or something. The Pounder. By the way, a good shock site. Don't look that up. Do you have a fat stash of syrup? Let's go, Brandon. No, there is maple syrup available here, but I don't even know where it's from, so I'm not going to buy it unless it's Vermont. Might not even be real maple syrup. I know if it's sourced from China or a Chinese company handled the packing, it'll be 50% corn syrup. And by the way, I can tell the difference. Corn syrup has a fiery sort of burning chemical sensation, especially like with honey, maple syrup, whatever, as an adulterant. And the problem is that oftentimes if it's sourced in China, it's probably like gutter syrup or something. I wouldn't put it past him. It's probably recycled or some shit. Matocaster, would you agree that there's some overlap with Marxists and Scientologists on concepts like disconnecting from people for being subversive, harassment, etc.? I don't know. I think there's a connection between Scientology and madness, no. That's when you believe that an ancient demigod living in a volcano is running the show. Yeah, it's sci-fi, really. Jeremy Nolan, what does a walrus and Tupperware have in common? Both are looking for a tight seal. Doing the dad joke thing there. Is this your way of announcing? All right, I think I'm going to go off now. We're at an hour 20. I figured an hour 20, hour 30 or something was sort of what I do. One more super chat here, and then I'm done. By Vrishnik Gupta. What's your opinion on the academic agent? And when are you going to go on Timcast? By the way, the currency is Indian rupees. Clank. Well, thank you for the rupees. I wish it was actual rupees and not converted into USD because I collect paper money and shit. I don't know. I think I've heard of academic agent, but I haven't seen any of the material. And I would go on Timcast, but I'm not in the US right now. He only does a live in-studio appearances. He doesn't do like Skype or Zoom appearances. Once I'm back in the United States, I will be going presumably on Timcast. I have an open invitation. And I will contact, by the way, Matt and Blonde later since I was tipped off to that. One last one, Sebastian Monroe. I missed the stream. Damn it. Take my money anyway. I will, and I'll get energy drinks. Sorry, no more super chats, please. Otherwise, I'll knock down other things off of my background in a blind rage. Dreamcast Hub, corn syrup. Fiery but mostly peaceful burning chemical sensation. Yes, I know that sensation. And if you think pancake syrup and actual maple syrups taste similar, then, I mean, you need like, I don't know, you need a taste bud transplant or something. So yeah, I'm going to go off now. This was a fun Halloween stream. Didn't get to quite as many spooky things, I guess, as I had wanted to. I would have been spookier, like, I don't know, do makeup or some shit, but then it would just get trolled. People would think that it was my new look. This has happened before. By the way, I did this before on a Halloween many years ago, where my then girlfriend did my makeup. Now people think I'm a cross-dresser, so. Trust me, the interesting is so many times more interesting than I ever thought back before I was interacting with more content. Anyways, that's about all. Have a good Halloween or Samhain or, you know, whatever secular candy day, and peace out.